between accidents, deaths, and the ruthless conditions of such a dangerous way of life. There's no denying that misfortunes aren't an unknown concept for the cast of Deadliest Catch. However, it's always hard every time someone in the show is hit by some tragedy, the most recent example of that being with Northwestern's Captain Sig Hansen, who has gone through the devastating loss of his beloved mother, as seen in an episode of the show's 19th season. So what happened to Captain Sig Hansen's mother, and what other tragedies have hit him and his family in recent years? Stay here to know it all. Captain Sig Hansen's mother, Snefrid, passed away on 20 October 2022 at 83 years of age. Though her cause of death wasn't revealed, her online obituary reads that she was in Seattle at the time of her death. Later in May 2023, an episode of Deadliest Catch 19th season revealed the moment in which Sig Hansen received the news of his mother's declining health while he was on board the Northwestern, as heard from the phone call he received from his wife, June, at the time. Snefrid was in a hospice and had just been put on morphine. The saddened Sig right away returned to shore and called his brother Norman to inform him as well, while his daughter Mandy became teary at hearing the condition of her grandmother. They headed to Seattle, but it was sadly too late for them to say goodbye to Snefrid. This isn't the first time that the Hansens have gone through a tragedy, as Sig's father Sverre died in 2001 at 63 years old. Both Sverre and Snefrid were Norwegian natives who found a new home in Greenbank, Washington state, starting the fishing tradition that their family would follow for decades. After her husband's death, Snefrid moved to a cabin in Mount Vernon in Seattle, where she spent quality time with her family. It's been a couple of difficult years for the Hansen family, especially when it comes to health-related issues. As it happened, in 2019, Sig's wife, June, went through a health scare when she was diagnosed with a form of cancer in her neck. Though further details about June's illness weren't revealed, Captain Sig seemed deeply affected by the news when he received the fateful phone call informing him of June's diagnosis during the 15th season finale of Deadliest Catch. At the time, Sig and June's daughter, Mandy, explained that it was unknown if her mother's illness could worsen, meaning that more tests were awaiting her. As well, the family's need to stay on shore hinted that both Sig and Mandy could be taking some time away from Northwestern for the following season. However, things fortunately turned out well for June. As revealed by Country Living in late 2019, June's cancer was detected in its early stages and stopped before it could spread. When June and Sig set foot on the red carpet of that year's Creative Arts Emmy Awards, she looked considerably healthier. Captain Sig Hansen has also gone through some worrying health scares himself in recent times. In 2018, Sig suffered a heart attack while on board the Northwestern, as caught by Deadliest Catch cameras in the 12th season. At the time, Sig began experiencing terrible chest pain while talking to the cameras, leaving him no option but to stop his monologue while grabbing his chest. The producer advised him to seek help, but Sig argued that the cramps he was experiencing couldn't have resulted from a bad sleeping position, but then fell unconscious. After being transported to an Anchorage hospital, Sig was told that he had indeed suffered a heart attack. Sig later admitted that the experience had been scary once he learned of his diagnosis, but at the time it happened, he could only focus on the pain. "I had this really sharp pain, like a knife, right behind my chest plate. It just kept pushing, and it was making me more angry," he said in an interview with Yahoo, in which he also thanked his fans for the good wishes and support he received at the time. Despite how scary and life-threatening the incident was, Captain Sig returned to Northwestern the following Deadliest Catch season. Those who've been paying attention to Deadliest Catch from its early seasons surely remember that Sig Hansen wasn't the only one in charge of Northwestern. At times he was replaced by his younger brother, Edgar, until the latter didn't appear in the show from the 15th season. Although it seems surprising, the truth is that Deadliest Catch had good reasons not to include Edgar in the show anymore. As it happened, in 2018, Edgar Hansen pleaded guilty to sexually assaulting a 16-year-old girl at a residence in southern Washington state. The crime was described by the minor to her therapist, whom reported it to authorities in late 2017. The charges against Edgar included fourth-degree assault with sexual motivation, to which he declared himself guilty in July 2018. As reported by the Seattle Times, Edgar's plea saved him from paying jail time, instead of having to undergo counseling and treatment for sexual deviancy, and paid $1,653 in legal costs. Even though Edgar didn't spend time in jail, the nature of his crime was an understandable reason for Deadliest Catch producers to cut him out of the show, even though he's still part of Northwestern's crew. While some things remain the same at Northwestern, other things have drastically changed as well. Sig Hansen has uninterruptedly acted as the boat's captain, though he now shares that responsibility with his daughter, Mandy, who took the co-captain spot in 2018. While Sig's concerns about his daughter's well-being made him slightly unhappy about seeing her on the boat, he and Mandy have shared their roles as skippers quite well for years, even traveling together to Norway to film Deadliest Catch. The Viking Returns premiered in late 2022. On the other hand, Deadliest Catch has also gone through some changes in recent times, as some new faces were introduced into the show during the 19th season premiere in early 2023. While this doesn't mean that fan favorites such as the Hansens will be left out of the show, it means that the audience will get to see a new generation of fishermen trying to build their legacy on the Bering Sea. All in all, life keeps moving forward for the Hansen family, despite the recent loss of Sig's mother, Snefrid, and all the other difficulties they've been through these years.
Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos, which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.